kabin kankula ning alnata home digital fm jamu kankular bondal te dami yalon ko ning e kankula dunia bele kalon e ka fengo mi wafi ani kama minna andu manna da wala atul min yalon ko project ko bale bulu gabia banko kanim banko e bantara na lafta mole jim project ko kalamuta janne modulati alsina kachano dami nka advertisement or kaliyele dami yalon ko nse voice kali nga bi mix ngana murung nga eali bara manna da wala ni lafta talk show la dami yalon ko business ole be bulu wala project ole be bulu isina sino radio to janne wala etrasiri na online tv ine mole den kachala pour nyin kamala ese ku jama lonje ntolu dum mobundale timi yaron ko ka fahamuro yurwande kanda malu ke kilomoti wala munna lo kankuoti wala ya sabu ibe dawoda ni atara safaro le be bulu do lafta mole kala mutande kana ker nan tarabri kama nema bana laftan command la drongal se fero ke alien commandi plus 220 779 4475 wala plus 220 734 3125 hanside ning altulbe diaspora alsenna whatsapp command nole plus 44 777 1676 759 wala mimbe kering nka fo wala nyama andum fanan nka ke wala nyama EJ Farm and Borehole Drilling. Badingulu Borehole. EJ Farm and Borehole Drilling. Badingulu Borehole Signal Siata Banko Kang. Bade EJ Farm, Nino Borehole Signal to Minnealonko. Iko ngamming nganku nganna fengolu jibon ning gisanola andu toludu mi la kolu dia ni lafta complete borehole la wala mnyenti ko jorangol min bebe dunna borehole ko ne tolle ba bekela mimbe tarlete kan wala mnyenti ko ni pareta iko ko ila pompoli yele gisanu e finti wala nita mari fanal lafta this is optional isela jorangol sang itol fangoy na ye borehole si ba nebe o borehole fanan sinna pipe ba mi yalon ko wala kata banko kono o katara wate itolle la karola wala EJ Farm anin borehole drilling nyinul nata kanda handi gisanu ngala fannala wala ni lafte komanda pure borehole sinye wala lafta kuja malo ne la nyinkuluto alinge komande nin telefono la 717 9746 wala 581 7718 EJ Farm and borehole drilling a natale kajisanu ngodialla Jingali Logistic Limited. Ni atarete Angleterre janne fengol le bebulu kabirin fendingol lombam fo femba asiata nyaonya Jingali Logistic kanyim fengol bechi kale ke sambe Gambia andu ke sambano nin kulunti lalale bari fana ni lafita ise sambani bakono kulungala. Ba ni atarete fana mbe Gambia le ilafita firi fengol le bonda nanje wala ka fengol bondi nanje ke sambana Angleterre Jingali kamurne kanyim fananke dami yalon ko ni lafita ya sambe nan nin kulungala. Ba ni be torin bake isa sambe na nin kuluntira la mi yalon ko wala mo air freight jingale dun itolla office obe damin Gambia wodam Costa Road OIC dami yalon ko ni surata sea freight oda kana Angleterre jang ban ni lafta air freight oda kabo Gambia kana Angleterre jang e mari biteda office to mi yalon ko afede bufa zone la trikunda wala nalbe Gambia le ka kuma koyo moy na service to jingale kamin beke alin kumandi plus 220 500 8714 plus 220 689 1884 plus 220 689 1235 wala plus 220 399 9996 Paniatralbe Angleterre plus 44 208 0909 183 Hanibi at send email node jingalilogistics75@gmail.com andi to laddo ko be ni minnata wala mo lannayati tanko animbane ho andi la service o danata sonea wala alnga ferode ke nganna fengol samba jingali isaje lafte futa dami ise futa awatola ani kemperem
Akit Malsandis, Ira Odu, Kalilu. Akit Malsandis, Ira Odu, Kalilu Don Gambia. Munga jokok ñom ci bepp fan muy Gambia muy bitim rew kon nak ñi nekk bitim rew dawlen mun ngeen a yoni cash power pour crédit ay mbuba lekka ak bindi materials lo munti xelat mun nga ko yoni turu kali.com ñom la wul
Ja Oil ñoom ñoo jiitu si wàllum jaay essence si biir réew mi te ñu def ko warugal pour kontaan loo suñu client yi borom moto yi ak driver yi seen jaaxare jeex na léegi pour am essence bu baax ak njëg bu yomba lii sax moo tax ñu amal leen banxaas fépp si biir réew mi pour essence bu baax bu set benn place rek la muy Ja Oil soo soxlae essence bu set essence bu baax gasoil wala kérosine naa la wax ne Ja Oil rek mooy jëmukaay ga doxantul rek si bépp banxaasi Ja Oil nga am si bànneex ak Ja Oil seen bànneex mooy suñ taxawaay moo tax ñu amoon leen banxaas bépp si biir réew mi nim gën a yombee pour yow ak suñ liggéeykat yu xarañ yi naa la won ne mbégte rek nga see jël pour am essence bu baax pour say machine fenn place rek la mooy sa Ja Oil ak Ja Oil bànneex kese la moo tax sax suñ station si nekk ca Costa Road ak Banjul wàññil nañ leen njëgi essence bi foofu noonu pour am si lu leer mun ngaa call si 770 8080 322 9070 714 7273 wala 787 1321 Ja Oil, the pride of the nation.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين بعد ولو نالو كنتم بنيانين خرمونين فمجيو كنو السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته نالو كنتم اللوات ولا دنيا وفنتله بتمو منتو بي sainteng dolbe suuta bale walla ila falobin ila fanobina ke kan tamela bake dulal milika monta america nyol sifalu bad ladul fanal bi jeng dunia kono wol bentol fanal nyaale dunia bola nyama molta wati kilenti nyumbe mu alala man sabalti nyumbe mu alala no rolti ntol bi be nyam be wato mento angaltere banko kan wala mu bi dimas lumbati joni karo atili tande nani to momen talantan nen kilen tambeta miniti muwa mbole wato to alsama wali ngalonde ko bladol bije sa fo altinyang hanu bladol fo bije sa fo e fana sa fo nyande fo alwuraro lomba so dunia bola nyama mashallah nyimbe mu taman serolti ko mo tenyin keno la mo tenyin landino la namaka Allah ta'ala subhanahu wa ta'ala indam man fam ni nga cross ba ke ni mu daro la te min nyanta ka mol sonde ko there is a powerful force beyond our imagination the power behind all this creation is none but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ay tafanam ba ko neti akumandi to dole fanang because of your belief fanam bijele mol mantre kukili Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala entul mimbe da ndol misil mol latale ko nyin dino mielon ko aya tumbulu nyinamu the perfect way of life bari na man na kuntiba mimu kila sallallahu alaihi wasallam ni mala kuma kanti ay mindi during the farewell message or during his final message to the mankind, you know. So I need to ko atala tamandrol be ko na minke ga ala yamara kol min bela kilari amin di mulla aye ko nyine mu dino to mielon ko is has perfected our life. This is a perfect way of life. Nyine mu dinoti mi yalon ko nyanda kasabati benyanda min mutala mbul fulola wala anada mul hakilo blandi kulle la mi yalon ko bi maje bi camera ko yalon na minbe mun duniya si fala ba kanna kila sallallahu alaihi wasallam ayani yamarol di molla ko ali kana fisamante ya dundal da mountain ako fisamantolu alaya wala mu multi million ko seta Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala nya yala yamaro batum ay min foye yawoke ay dandar la min bulaje yewol bulaje nyilla mu yamarolti yamar labanti kila sallallahu alaihi wasallam amin di ala mantol ako ntol lafatan fanzo komi res lombang neje do koyta do finta pour nga ñoo suute bar ni ala kila bu kadiya mun ni diala na fem fodron salon ko ajitana kanne ako ka foko afoten aketen o ma yantakum anil hawa illa wa yuha ni lamu kuma kalde ngamel moy ko kila bu kadiya man ni ani diala ay fem fo alon ko dron kila jita kan afode lamantole ke ngalon nako molo binal be nyinin karo kala afoye ko khul afoye hani ala ba kiliya ala the oneness of Allah anyine foko molo binal be nyinin karo kala be sosoro kala be nakaro kala it believe it but afoye ko khul but that's for that mo karanal tat to manga karanal but kamin fo jan don wala nyinte ko alay min dun tolla nim duniya la fano ten na wato te kilenti ina alhawa fanan kono jibe kawa kol milika kije ina mol fan nyinen ka wilan ko hani kabi lafta ka ko dan funten de kata the planet upon planet kata dulalto alhawa kono ka dulal visit it will take them sometimes 10 years 20 years to build those powerful but sophisticated, aerospace. Mialonko, asisamba, is a time of spending. They can collect data, they do research and come back to the earth. Niaje B, dunia kanyomo inoteng, telephone to internet and other stuff. Abe is all because moleta nun space, ye kacha ye dual jibe, yalonko fence si fem mamuro janne, means dunia be benno. Pour na futa nyomo ino as a possible no, and hence that also contribute to globalization. Do you know that some of these military hardwares or some of these military softwares it can really use dunia containing surveillance system or telecommunication everything is because of there is 1 or 2 satellites. Mianonko is in this space in somewhere. Mianonko they have stationed them. Mianonko it is collecting these signals, sounds, and everything. So, nimbemu hadamadu nemolati ko dafen kote mantar dunia kono menin kawa kol keno. But hadamadu lenin keno de. Sewo manyin keno, falo manyin keno, sajo manyin keno. Dafen bal minan ngon ka foko they are the king of the jungles. Lions and other things, man, cannot. But the bidal min fana bebe lal to taring. No, dafen ground mi ko beje. Mi ko asik hadi madum rala be mu nyomo na hadi madum do ma ayaba. Wolle fana nata hadi madai ke temende no. Ake malayande no, ake tankundu no, ake kunofa. Ning hadi madum na kanyem beke no. Bali hadama den fananga akana si kote ka londo soto kanyin joran jawbal dada miyalon ko atidan na mo kilena mo fulala mo sabala akab generation be clearly in 1 second ni hadama den fanan beno ni londo be hadama den miyo atele ni londo be soto through physics through chemistry through science and technology ni hadama den dunda ko be kono kanyin fong be fen kumal anim fen jawol anim fen oto nyin hadima den si ku jawo keno la si ku nyima keno woto wala na hakil to nata bake kaje ko nyin hadima din ba limit na nyaadi le bare nyin ko be alale nyin kemo nemo din tol bela nyin nemo mi yen kany min be foten the freedom for us to be able to advance our space of ingenuity or advancement of technology or research and technology, you name it, the power behind it, the brain and everything. Nyimbe mo alala ni sorority. I mean the hadmading. Eka kawa hadmading la muntole dung tadla dol to dung ye masingu dol jipe be kol milla in dunia ko dunia jaman la ban ko bi. The power of technology. Technology be kol milike kan dunia kono. The power behind that. Ye mira wala. Juman le sita, juman le miro be kafu nyoma. Juman le joran dada. Ya dada nyadi le. Jinne mantarje. Fali mantarje. Sulu mantarje. But hadima ding lebiye. Hadima ding le mi be keno. Oto nyimu kula tumi alanko hadima ding da mamang nyin keno ko min ko. Alele odi hadima ding la the power of ingenuity, the power of the ability to go and do research. Ka londo nyini. Don't forget ko where we were 50 years ago, where we were 100 years ago, Banco Dole can be. You are looking at in fact now there are some Banco, or some cities, they are what we call smart cities. You have to be smart to live in that city. When I say smart, everything is there. Everything there is technology. Everything there is technology. You have to be smart to live smart in that city or in those cities. And it's fast coming. Dunia sifa mbamba walenga abakandande. So banko ni atolu ka atolu you are left behind. Still now atolu that internet o man correct no. Atolu that telecommunication o man correct no. Where do you see yourself in the next 10, 15 years ago? But fongatal silole kan on the path ko nyinde mbenyen silole kan tomorrow we will get there. But near Gambia jibe it can disappoint le ko ntol ta make nola. I'm sorry to say, but sometimes you feel pessimistic because meneketa they are the realities. Nyentol jibe ninbla dunia bita kanyam wala dunia bita kanyami. Yentol jibe na mankutol na silamba suro miltaka. The mount B intol nyanta kamira men na mandra mira ka wala bar ben mira kam no men ñoo fala men ñoo bor men ñoo korte la men ñoo dabar men ñoo nakar la men ñoo jam fala be sonkala men ñoo nakar o be banko menka atol mangning opportunity je ko alman ñi je ko ñi nebe ken dunia kono min sim frande je al be nga agree wala because mu nekata ñi benatale pour que banko de da hande banko de le da ha wala yende the priority, the number one priority for every responsible government. Banko be keren dunia ko. Ila man sakunda. Ila force and most priority. Foremost. Olom banku deon la daha anile tanko. Banku deon la daha anile tanko. Ngamune fujam badi olu. Banku deon la daha anile tanko. Nga repeat ko teke. Nyim banku deon la daha nyin wala mu nyin daha nyin be fudurin kujamala kono wala kujamala be fudurin nyin daha kono. Min be nyin daha soto la nyaadi le fo nga balu nyin masoto. Fo nga balu kunyi marin soto. Balu kunyima ani ninko tanko jata kendi ala boko. Ninko tanko na soto fan la tanko ani na niyo la tanko. Nilemu the promised, nilemu the contract we go into every government nanata nilemu contract oti ni ka min side. Atol ya lombang almalomba mba jomma yalon nyadle ko fo ay abota kala mako was sign ko dal bon fama sign ko atema but min bije wala nyinte ko every instrument of the Gambia government, every instrument ninko every instrument wala nyinte ko mansa kundala tarambulolo, right? Ila kan official samba nyami e kan na kan tarbundal samba nyami na fanko samba nyami na namolu ke dundi nyami ani everything o be mo mansa kundala instrument everything abe la minkan olomo Gambia diwon la tanko ani la nyatota ani la yiruwa ñile mu sartote ñile mu contrat koti ni kamin sani san wasam wala nsafa ko katifay o katifay na ba kanna wala nin karto bina fayla wala nin karto fayta lungo men na president ay alquran ota ay kali ay suwarin in wala no da effect wala mo ala legitimacy ala power ning aka solidate ala tamo ning ka consolidate in all legal instrument, in all legal framework. Wala se na ni tada foi parliament or dissolve ni election of binasi in a parliamentary system of government. The parliament is dissolved and everyone is gone to seek fresh mandate. So that time only the constitutional arrangement, everything that is there will be, they are going to kick in until a new president is sworn in. So that minute, that very second, that very hour, the president comes back again on that podium. I al-Qur'an I kali ko ni loi ni all the government instrument min bibe lorin jam ko ndol ngani sartolta ngani lahidolta gambe donlie ko banko la mansa kunda nyanda tamala nyinni as enshrined in the constitution. Bari amanda wada manada wo dinkira nyin kilin ala tlobe na mansa ala tlobe na president ala tlobe molla miliyalon ko iba kumandika iba kalendika ala nyasilan ye alkrono minsika foyte mari mo christian to fo mo yemin beta ye nyati le mario la gambe dul be keda seroti dunia be keda seroti ala na malaikol be keda seroti yo kaliota e kaliko ngani lahiro minta ko banko nyata tambalde be banko tambalan tamandila ni silola loi anin sobeya tiling anin so tiling ning tiling anin tiling no sobeya la kam nte mo bala moto nte mo nakarala nte luwati nyala nte falbe tabla tarra luwala kom nte falbe luwala tamandila bari ngol nga ñu beji be sa ñin ngani min be falten ñi le mu fannalte min nyanda kallo pour banko e tano ay yalon ko mbiñi sobeya silole kam motina ay banko ay jenko ki banko kan na jenkita tron muna nyanda kila woto o be safere banko la constitution do ko min nyanda tala je wala kul min belara akunda ni tola abe safere ne bar ni ngolta ngebe buruka nte nkasilo le buruka pour kata pour dunia bi da kan damen fa nga futaje mbe silo le buruka kan wala mini bo ko ke kan e ben nasilo le buruka kan itol tuta ndel fanal tita mbeni al halolot mbeni al halolot nit iti mo nyanda tala blalto mo nyanda we are on the path na ni wonte no 2016 o path ni create foko pare silo fele a walanta silo fele menyalan ko nyi menyantan sambala to ndongol ko to the promised land wodo ta fako to Babylon Allahu akbar manjele ba mo ko ni manjele de manjin kanyo bonde do billahi manjele la ilaha illallah rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam silo men nyanda silo men tala kata kafuta the promised land the fango de the Gambian dream or SD ko de the Gambian dream ko Gambian dream osrede ka fo ko gambe di wol malo lafta minna hani wote bi gambe di wo gambe di yalo lafta minna lafta mun quality of life la lafta mun opportunity la banko kan ba lafta mun jiwala lafta mun tude lafta banko tari banko kete nyaadile nda kortale ko adin sondale adin latale ko mobe lafta nyaatan bi ni atre kolba nyama ndenga belief sondale ko in the ethos of the Gambia bi sondale ko belief tale ko we can do better than Senegal, we can do better than any West African country si lo la bije dali lo la bije opportunity la bije nga jamal and the possibilities are there meto fala there are so many possibilities in that country that we can exploit. But it's only the people, they are smart, they have the clues to understand those opportunities and to exploit and find the ways and the means to exploit them for the sole benefit of Gambian people. Follow understand. Listen. Banko Fele. Me alonko has so many possibilities, so much potentials. Anyum banku, nye banko jibe kanako tonya mana munum gambe de, but ale gambe so bakil. Ali tarsi alni alfal dole kacha. Bari ni mon defa nambe nyola nyum banku kan. Fongang hatutu do fo mol fanal CCA haklutu. Ali ngal haklutu. Bankola hako manku moto. Because banko imo kilin tardendi. Also understand. But jama arhamano over how many millions of people it will tardendi. Will be a time or will 5 minutes, even 5 minutes of their time, yeah, waste. Imagine you multiply in whatever form of quantity you want to interpret that. But in the Bible, continue kita. All these billions of loans and the debts mimbe kungola minelon ko yata mambe mambo min fal kalam bare bim beba joka in various means by the way are now paying higher taxes julole ngatari yata fusa juloen kunu nim ngojen kende karala bare be min fokan jang wala nyinde ko time o min westa ite nte pate sambay aisatu nyare abe ali ngo be jibe ngabe hayma o time o like westo ni yo multiply by how many millions of people we mo net nyan tolier ibale ko det ko obekala that's nothing to talk about obekala chicken change it because nka fanya ngule ko time is money time fan is how quantify no anala impact anala ko in all these microeconomic activities women tinyantoliye women fundimilla I mean tinyanye niyo be haima in many aspects ya quantify and ya visualize otembo mo ba understand mo tinyaro fan tinyaro kita we are talking about billions being squandered, billions of debt. But we also have our own billions here. Momo behind they have their own billions, different from the debts that we're talking about. Over time, opportunities lose. And we could have been doing, we could have benefited from over all this time. I'm not even talking about the concept of using money as time. Sorry, which using time as money. Let's use money as time. And let us now quantify that. How much we have lost and how much we could have earned by now. The time of me dama waste ningo bela nga haima obe tambila nani debt soltila nani billions of debts manam fal kam moy ba mbeda mi nga baga manam fu mol ka je moy ba So coming for jang wala ñu ko. Most of the time na molu million ko ina ta jang ina ta benyu plus bal mara. They always want to buy time, buy time, buy time, buy time, buy time. They're not going to offer anything different. It's going to be a vicious cycle of poverty, 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 crying, 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 bleeding, 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 dying, 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 dying. You know, model bi model sa ko ni ko mo ne fo jam model fa ko nya mo ne ite ko mo ne fo jam mo ko mo ne fa and all these things. Let me give you a good example. I'll give you one example. So let's forget about the debts or the billions of debts. Let's talk about over time. Even let's look at even 1 year, what we could have earned, where we could have been today. But we are, because of all this brouhaha and everything, incompetence, everything, time when you more quantify. Just 1 week, not 1 month, not for 1 year, not for how many years? 5 years, not for how many years? 10 years. But how many years? Another 22 years. Up to from Kapojo and inside them out, let's say 30 years. But you will now understand me for Kali. Time on we waste and told them quantify time used as money. Of another billions of billions of billions of billions of billions of dollars later, or even dollars is later. I mean use. Different from Nimfonko Damandamba, Nim debts nilu, Mialanko, a beta ranata, a kajul milta on behalf of our name. So on our behalf, by Kelanity, Manaki quality, or could not, end up in their private bank accounts or in their pockets. But what I'm trying to talk about now, or what I'm referring to here, the idea and the globalized and international understanding, time is money. So if time is money, let's do the equation. Let's calculate that time in seconds, in minutes, in days. Sorry, in days, in weeks, in months, in years. You idea how much money every Gambian, every sovereign citizen could have earned or has lost. Let's time that. Let's do an equation on that. Let's say we have 2 million people today in the Gambia. Okay? Time is money. Or time when you follow, I agree. Or time when you by second. How much value is that second lost? But how much value is 1 minute lost? The loss of 1 minute is what is the value of that? The loss of a day, what is the value of that? So when we understand the value of that, we'll multiply by 30 years. Once every second lost is $1. Let's take that value. Every second lost is $1, or every second lost is like 50 butuks. But in any case, let's agree on the value. Okay, let's forget about the seconds and minutes. So, okay, let's forget about the seconds now. Let's agree, every minute lost is $1. But we'll calculate. Let me see who is going to give me. Okay, let me see. I want to see some people. Let's say 2 million people. Right? We have 2 million people in Gambia. Every minute equals to $1. Right? So, how much money have we lost over 30 years? This is the challenge now. Let's assume or let's agree ko adwata nyonyande Gambia no la time o andi nan hanata ko man kuma ne balla man bare hadima de na time o 1 minute at least $1 is more than $1. Now, some people can even argue it's more than $1. But let's go to the bare minimum. Let's agree to the bare minimum. Every minute lost for one Gambian citizen equals to $1. Let's just mandral do yakan mandral Gambia do yakan la ngona de bari fale ko mo do so the 1 minute man da left to reduce of $1. No, I'm just giving you the basic assumption. And ko fanga on scientific calculation and scientific evidence. Let's not assume ko. But maybe for kanjang. Nimi man lanna. Wodom. Nimi lanna fana wodom. But ngal nako where we say time is money. Then let's quantify that now to give us a bare minimum of what the amount of money or the amount of things that we have been we've been denied. I'm not talking about the debt now. Animal bonde karala. Debt wo unto fono la. Intel bajula lenga mamarun ya jo mumunul ya jo. Itaban. Right? But mim fanam bi jawla nyande ko na mim tamo mi waste money. So what I ko be let's reflect and recount on our challenges. Al samade but mim fanam bi jawla nyande ko let's reflect and let's recount on our challenges. So any mathematician, I will repeat the math question for everyone watching you. Any mathematician means in calculating, you can on a comment section. I'll be really, really, really grateful. Okay, the question is, let's assume Gambians, we have 2 million people in Gambia today, right? 2 million citizens, right, of Gambia. Every Gambian, the time lost for every Gambian equals to $1. Okay. So every minute lost to every Gambian equals to $1 every minute. Multiply that by multiply that by hour, by day, by weeks, by months, by years, for 30 years. How much money have you lost? Left all that all. Please, I didn't calculate. These things are very easy. So it's all but the program because I didn't prepare for this. It just came out of my analysis. So that means you have the question, you have the answer, drop it in the comment section. You want to comment and transpass. Kadungal nako. Comment and transpass. At least you must know. Because imagine what I'm going quantitative verbal aptitude quantitative maths and oh my god na common and trans subject but again go what more take a lot of verbal aptitude. Oh my god, verbal aptitude in English. When I was in primary 6 doing common and trans, back verbal aptitude. Quantitative for back because quantitative come like a sample of the GBA may use. The go sample can apply for the rest of the questions. So, Badulu, let's come back to the point. Let's reflect on the challenges of our time. Let's reflect and recount. After evidence-based decision making, evidence-based discussion. So you are reflecting on the issues. We are recounting on the challenges. What are the challenges? These challenges are not made. They are not. Let's look at these challenges we face today as a people, as a nation. ñeñi be ñim be fola abe munati ani nga yadada ani ngam yadada ani nga ya fonka ani kada yatinya ani kada na banko tinya banko be tembo mento mbe balafa min kono mbe ojensi min kono mbe dañum fola adum ba fola ko ba fola ko tekki in moments of crisis require urgent intervention, but during that intervention you have to be also be truthful. Don't do cover-ups, because the more you cover, the more they await to other issues wait to be exploited, to be exploded. Don't cover up. Deal with the issues honestly. Then therefore you will now get the respect and reputation that you deserve, especially when you are dealing with the public. Because maybe crisis is going to be. I'll give you another example. On the paper, they give us nice figures, but in reality, people are dying. People have been crushed by heavy inflation or by the rocks falling under the debris of hard economic realities. If you are giving the figures to IMF, to World Bank, the economy, but people are not feeling that. People are crushing or being crushed under the weight of those high cost of living, inflation. But on the paper, nanyin do kulalu milanko itolu jama ila officer ko le tanka ni diamuta e baka diamu do pour ndul banku do le kantol tanka de e ka diamu le pour ikela officer ila makamo pour ke tanka, which is very, very bad, very, very, very sad. Ni diamuta ni be kuke kan e kanyi non tollala bari ila officer kata diamu wala tele kata diamu ila officer le mana fal kan lamay jalla, and that's the reality. O evidential bijele te ban ni fundata ay diamu do ngal na ko nyilde, they have lost touch with the realities. Ni kam mi tan don tolle kam min fo wala muy la komi ke fan tanka ke fan secure, because it's all the system of that's what they are playing, or that's what is playing them, or they are playing them the system. Either they are playing the system or the system is playing them. So the another example I'll give you. Common to know the acute kidney disease, la scandal common to know. Cough syrup order no, and led to death of about almost 60 children, but let's say a number of children. Milialongo, they could have been the future engineers, the future scientists, the future presidents will be fatter because of that scandal. Mansakundala instrument, the government instrument, dictate dictate ko justice be boda nyin ko. But when if we have to go by the rule of law, then every instrument in the government in Mansakundala Bukol Kono, and in institutional build-up, dictate ko, or has the arrangement ko, heads would roll out of this, or justice would come out of it. But from the four katanin bite moto, ejuman le moto, mune kita ko kono, mune bota ko kono. In fact, that could have been an opportunity to revisit the pharmacies how they are issued license to operate. In serious government, a public inquiry would have taken place and measures drawn up to prevent another crisis. Imagine crisis before all these things were happening, it now led to disaster. What was that disaster? The death of so many children. When crises are not managed and we don't make arrangements to avert crisis or to minimize the risk of crisis. What money can trade disaster. So, one more clarity that let's reflect on that. That was another big challenge that faced us as a nation, not only Mansakunda. O crisis nyun kono mune moyta je wala ñu ko dole fanle ka pharmacie ka wulle pharmacie lo e ka lasino France do nyadile through third parties as alleged according to the allegations. So that was going to be another great opportunity, big opportunity for Mansakunda to do a forensic look at everything surrounding this, because Nyumfamu is this is a major risk and threat to our security. What qualification, what what safety measures are in place for those people to administer drugs, especially prescribed drugs? Do you have the understanding, the capacity? Pharmacy man ko tide. E kay la do fa ko abdul pharmacy do la soko. Nana je man min famu doctor to wala man fon do je fon just by being a nurse you get a pharmacy o fa to jede bar mo lo biya do mala bi je sirim pharmacy do mo na ko lafta ni la ya sanga ya la ko so we fo akita control drugs de fama ke control drugs de but remember counter to je wolo o molonde afle na to wo sang atata Allah illallah rasulullah boro sifa be dunan da bangkok. Do we have control borders? Do we have not only efficient custom personnel, but for those competent custom officials to do their job, they have to have the right resources and tools. Because some of these things couldn't be criminals are some of these criminal activities taking place. The criminal minds behind them are very, very, very sophisticated. They are using technology, they are using so many things. So for you to be ahead of them, for you to counter, either through counterintelligence or the countermeasures, you also have to be equipped with the right resources. So I need to find a marry most of them. Okay, dole mathematician okay, la konya ko ako 1,440 minutes in a day times 360. Mbadi mo calculate ni ba? How many days a day? And you calculate 1,440 minutes in a day, right? So we agree in a day. A year is 360. 360 days in a year, yes. So let's multiply that. How many dollars is it? This is the bare minimum. Yeah, bare minimum. Let's look at how many dollars is it? Right? And in Marco, you calculate 1,440 minutes times 360. Hello, dinner. I'm so, but just the bare minimum draw. Okay. Well, let me say thank you back. You need a season guy now and then. Thank you very much. So, Mbadongolu, let's assume that, Mansakunda had taken this incident very seriously. They would have by now told us more detail of what had happened, what they did, and going forward, what recommendations they've put forward to avert, such happening again. Because even with the loss of one child, is a huge loss to the nation. Banko Bogol be able to break a cardinal tank because they are vulnerable. But they are Jumala, they know. Femang boje femang. Inkra dinding la Bangkok. Inkra dinding la Bangkok. Nye ay intel ya ada la bang fa tinya nim belon to besonto ko luwa nyanta ka tamo Bangkok besonto ko nyin kusifal nyanta they cannot go unpunished. A loss of my loved one me yo ken wala nyin acute kidney disease wala acute kidney injury ikame this acute the cough syrup mi yalon ko askanolo ke Gambia Bangkok mi ya import no way tinyaro minke kan na dinde on fa o kete banko minka hanbe biminto man ma ku kete man clear government policy shift or direction to avoid or to avert such things happening ever again. Nali ya moy den demalo war ni min fana amere ko kubota je please al commandro ke al yafa pour jama mo ya moy asken do ma moy ndele fana ma ba kalam so woro ni nga tre ko ku kata je du ko al fana se commandro ko al yafa mo le ko e nek je pour it should be balanced I clear because ndanga min moy nga min long ngolo fo I could be wrong maybe e ku kije ndema min kala moto ni atre e ku kije let me know al commandro I want to hear from you. But Nilu, we need to reflect. We need to start counting on the pressing issues facing us as a people and as a nation. So, Mbadongolo, nani nkaje mfurado mbafula kutokea. So, because na priorities nyolu, let's focus on our priorities there. Alikana nyabone na priorities nyolu. Nying komi mbebe kere, nying uru harami mbebe kere. Right? A bebe ke kene with the sole intention, nothing but the intention here. Right? I don't the mistake la wala o kwere ne ko abo kwere mal ko kaito wala abo kwere mal ko kecho ko nyina mo le mol how to call it their ultimate goal, their ulterior motive na priorities nyolu na challenges nyolu na failures everything that are happening, to reflect on them and to recount them. Because we are approaching a decision day. They want you to forget what has been meted to you as a sovereign citizen, how you've been failed, and how you have suffered for how long, for all these years. They don't want you to reflect and recount on those challenges. It will left like me honey can be cooking and continue. But let me repeat this place. It after minna member caring be. What you call kolea mimbe mba aisatu dala bi anin mba kaus mfa kaus dala anin ba alaji dala mun kolea lebe ntol dala pour nyanda o kolea la suti la nyaadi bari ko he who feels it knows it. Oto ntol la men ko na be sire Angleterre jankana ni life ki dam jam le jam nte sa lo nyawnyande man lam kudansi min be kudan kuwol be kono wala hortol be kono nsi kudal lo nyawnyande e ko man lam kudansi atel be kudan so ko ndin soko ba atel ko duwa beto fem be kuda atel alum karam benjati bare fem bije mi yalon ko anen akolata ba diate ba atel fane o lontati katam benjati ba atel ba ko bare sai min bije wala de ko lan kudan ha etile kudan long idum da kudan no holnin sonkol be kono ba ni me ke ko molle fanambel dadare yemil parandi ali na moy nañu ko mala kana jande ali lam mon nañu ko makana ani hakilo la ali kana lam man giso na le nam giso la al tan fahamula adum ni mukku ku malti lafta mol yemil lo right nañu fala dum commando adu bi wala be kéré programme I just was sometimes I don't know I wish sometimes in Canada, honeyman na fangana previous program on any player. So for me, people to understand ko meron yung falala. Maybe yung fokan jang wala nyinte ko. Yung kul parendile, ning kul nyinu, hada mading bije ako kono, yung kul nyi kodo ba ako kono, yung kul ni jamfal ba ako kono. Ñing kol ni fere dawol jaw balle be ñu ko akoma munati al halol milben toni te dala mba ngani mba ñu mi befu jani ngani mfa ñu mi befu jam ba sara lom mom ba aisha lom ba ani ngani mbal mi be ani mfa mi befu jam ngani mi fo jam ba we are trying to metaphorize the people, the suffering masses wolbe ko min kono bi Yalanoko, you've had enough. Yalanoko, you've been let down. Yalanoko, they have failed or they have failed you. But a critical time, Yalanoko kumata bet following decision time. And this decision time, akweta ko, this jama baby affected minna, nin jama ye sawo soto don game over jama bañu bondule fankan pare min fanam bi jawla de ko ferol min ngajim ferol nin kol min be foten wobe min be fudura kono odon ko jama nyinna alafta binna ka yelamande ka falin ka manipulate ka kale fenti al kal bonon don anin kal nimisande nejen ko kal bonon kal nimisande wala nyinte ko atol lafta benna ni yas ibasu ibe kolum ferol ni kolum dadaka ibal fondi lawla wala muy la game plant andi wo ibo keno nyadi wala nyito ko kali nyinandi ani kal distract from reflecting on those issues, those challenges, and recounting on the failures. Kasi kemira mule la tantuluka kokala fola. They will keep you busy about all these things. Imagine Beijing fonko min fonfoka. Time of waste ka. Do for our 1,440 minutes in a day multiplied by 360. Right? Almost time limited. But opportunities that are lost with that time also. When time is money, but min fanam be min fana be kasarta tamo kono ningo fana hayma ofana mo another billions with. But let's give an example, just as recent as we are right now. Nimbe kere with nawek. Banko minka nimbe ke kanje. How critical that electricity infrastructure is our lifeline. Our lifeline in that city, in that state. Obubankoka. Opportunities are lost. Economic activity, money we are losing. Na bankola economy muliba ko kunna milbe nyum buluma katal ne ko like kam business on men ko they are depending heavily on electricity, on energy. Where are they? How much money have they lost? Will fota munela. Will fota mun dalas la wala will fota kono jolela. In kolkom. Whether they are ever going to be compensated. But where there is rule of law, of course there will be compensation. Practically. And hence why in Ganyanefo. Banko Minkan, rule of law is flouted wala jang kuba kakije. Lual katinya kuba kakije. Aliamira ko mumo tinda mana na problemot. Mumo emira wala you are naive. I'm sorry to say. Think again. Rule of law mumo bela safety net. If you, because of it, even America, Ibaka can Komodo Hadani. It is a pisalta, well, you don't even understand Ibekominkona. You don't even understand the urgency of the whole issue. Ibekomin from Colette Malonde. Near America, part of the man and the problem of Muninti. Think again. Banko America na fulol milan ko adunta manki kilinta manki flata manki sabat kadu ko ka pru kamin ko londi ko katonya londi par wo min be o keta ko kerum be kola hanmi be tonya mallo alamela ko umu cha han kulet o man ni mo o mete mari alam billahi temari be kule kan ite fang billahi wallahi tallahi isin nimisa atabayla because fen niata ko ite la security tanka ite la security tanka ile banko mol fran la security ki tanka na whole idea of human right is based on the need for justice for us to be able to seek redress so that when we are wronged we can seek redress in any court of law, in any competent law. So when we see reform agendas which have been squandered, are not going through in the right way, you think that is part of the manana problem moti, somebody manana problem moti, or part of the manana problem moti. If you think that way, think again, because it's gonna sooner rather than later you will see. This is not a child play. Think again. Think again. So much money has been pumped into reform agendas. It ain't to be a low bank. Kabona security bundalo, kabona na legal, bundalto, a better than that to secure and to guarantee our safety and security and human rights. But if you see clear signs of backpedaling, or made a concern, and yet some of them are busy, as usual. This is the saddest thing. We can see that some Gambians, I'm sorry to say, but han kabi dolman kara. Wala katla ni fulante katla fula. Ngo Gambia de wolo alinga sabar nyoy. Alinga kubula nyoy, alinga kutu nyoy. Nga kujibe, nga kola jibe, nga kola fahamu, ni manke sawlando kote, ni manke njaw kula kote, ni manke ntol bekili atol me bemu problem. We are all affected by similar policy failures or policy issues. So let's audit. Let's do our own audit. Let's audit those government policies. But let's also audit those government policy makers. Whether they understand the urgency of our issues or our challenges, whether they have clear goals, clear strategies, clear direction to resolve or to, meet those challenges head on. And the world is not waiting for Gambia. And in fact, we are going to be met by more complex issues in the coming years or years. So we need competent leadership. We need sophisticated leadership to understand those issues and find solutions. Because dunia bita ka nyami nim mam molo soto mi ko de understand we will be left behind. Nyena tonyati. Ali lamanyina aliat mol yenin tabang mol manyin tabang be muruna ni kubakan kan dundo. Dunia bita kan ne dunia mantra gambe batu. Dunia bita kan ne because ntol e ma fa ko kali ngam gambe no batu maybe problem maybe da mal tema ya so problem man tan tul nan tul motema problem man tan gambe ntol la problem mu minti ku kin dam man ntol la problem monti ngo fomfonde nga fomfonde pro gambe ni gambe dinni gambe tema problem tije problem kilik wala fula nasiyata problem ntol la problem monti na problemo corruption min benka is the cancer abembe do makan kilin ni mi amere ko taman si tek e batu corruption bina abe lapila wala be courant nyap leka isi fiti nyawana de takara la bakanna anama ala tunye bar nim man kilotu momoye bulo ko sibe corruption sembentu yaka iba glorify ka ita barakan na ita binata bayila ni akura maman ne kan e fata jaralo sotula dumbe sila kuba boyle kan wala askeno crime is affected by unconventional crime ngamo jam moli ikanya pika ike harm in a daylight robbery mune okay mbade no ngani fujanne kabir dum men nay ko 3 tons of cocaine mutato gambe banko nanga programme ko def that very weak ngo malande how they going to end that drug investigation is going to end up by that kis kanne wona bar ngaminje however nga studies mingi nga research mingi ona nyinde ko o drug si fal kete bankol milikan e mer be pare at that scale was alarming. Someone somewhere, maybe close to power, knew what was going on. And to me, what was revealed was a tip of the iceberg. No for so not a fananko. Saying in the next ning treke man control. One of nga condition of albina minjelo la ko. Kramul mi ko mandale jela mbine jelale including armed robbery ngani fole in my previous programs ngani fole I fully remember ngani fa ko armed robbery or unconventional mon mandale kramul mi jela mina wala jela banko not based on the research I gathered but be kabi woto anin sa intema ngam leje kramul mi ko num man dalé jela wala jela mol buka hani kol min nan banko ka bi wala mol ka hani wala and you think that is a coincidence you think that is just out of blue no that is a smoke ring that is a smoke ring wo kule bo ko koma ni atara ko Gambia Bureau of Statistics e ka data all these issues ñu na police kunalomba na drug enforcement, of course, police conduct. Drug enforcement agencies are also part of the policing system. Near data soto. mbalana ko nin kramol milika ke what was the motive mina mune mo kramo ni what mune lita ko rek e criminal mina muta ye muta ye prosecute wala ye la research ke wala investigation ke mune be wolf o kramol bala ko they are affected by one way or the other drug or they are affected by the economic situation, the present economic situation, the dire economic situation, the dire economic situation we are in. Loss of opportunities. But imagine counting from Kobe Kega, election of Binasi, and coming for imagine another example. For us to not to recount and reflect on our issues, on our present issues, they're coming out with a press release or with publications. Kaitendeko Masakunda has created employment for how many thousands of people in that country? Where? Okay, and how can we even feel? And how can where data muntol? But Niko Mansakunda in okay, let me give you one example. Alembatu ngani clearly jam. Nkafula na diamodo kono bare mer pile jam ko just for me to give you a context. In the new public administration, the concept of a new public administration is about saving cost. It's about doing things in smarter ways. It's about being more efficient. Efficiency means to save time of doing work that could have taken you like a week, but today we can do it with few minutes or even few seconds. Some people will call it modernization. All this came because there were government world over were met with present issues, including the economic downturn, the decline of economic the recession that hit major economic powers, and the consequence of that in the global system. But also, what precipitated all this also, in every crisis, is an opportunity. COVID gave the whole Gambia or the whole world opportunity. It's about time we did things differently. COVID. And all these things, you could give it. Look, mansakundani alala dingul tema, mansakundani banko dingul tema. This social contract will be. Let's review it. Let's make it more accountable. Let's come up with more accountable measures. Accountable measures like the banko dingul nakodo, alinga safeguard nga tanka. Right? But banko dingul nakodo, nkana waste. Let's think. Let's come up with opportunities. Let's come up with solutions to change our work culture, to make things smarter and save Gambia save it better and bring that savings back to so many other things that can benefit Gambians. But this is what happens in all government today. Such that the cost will be a center of everything. The manner in which it is done, they're going to do it smarter. They do things smarter, they think smarter and everything. Right? And that is why they bring in machines, systems, computerized systems. So that nitata in the council, you go to a service desk, you will find somebody sitting there waiting for you. I left on oh my God. So ako 1,440 minutes in a day equals to 2,880,000,000 times 360 in a year equals to 86.4 billion for 30 years, two, what am I saying? 2.594.12 trillion for every, you know, lost. You know, 1 minute is $1. So now lost mundi. I don't know if the billions of dollars is lose out of public debt. Let's put that aside. Omu la liability to ben Canada. But mim fanam ben Canada wala in 2.59 2.12 trillion. Must have done almost $3 trillion. All of them ben kunna. No lose as Gambians. If we consider our population as 2 million people, I'm just talking about that. But after I consider 2 million, that is a different one because Lamin can even calculate that to another one. Nathan Gambia is 2.5 million. When I mean just a bare minimum concept, I take Gambia as 2 million people, right? And every minute we lose as a sovereign citizen, we are losing $1 for every minute. All right? So that in any more time we waste for 1 minute, for 1 hour. 1 hour the Monday in take ni more 1 hour time we waste $60. You lose the world. $60. $60. You lose the world as a sovereign. You manka ko bedoku bunda no. As people thinking about all the opportunities, everything that we deserve as sovereign citizen, we lose all that. So we're talking about almost $3 trillion is lost. It's different from the public debts of over billions of dollars. But these are why we need to be informed by data. Dunia katawala nyama. Data today is the new oil around the world. People base their analysis and things on data. Ngani min fala just bare minimum lang yunti. Adi ngami concept min fana diala the model ni wala yunti ko. Let's take ko the dunia based on the menna wala mu time is money. O time ni money say for nga quantify. Let's do bare minimum. Let's use $1. 1 minute as $1. Ngole kita. Nimi ya mira ko $1 1 minute mingalong is we lose. It could be what $10. You can do another calculation. But ngana bare minimum being coming to in the call. The total 2,522 billion. The total is $2,592 billion loss. But does that not make any sense to any of you? Am I just talking in preambles or I don't know that's word fell up. You think I'm out of my sense? Is this making any sense to you? Or am I just putting things am I talking about fiction here? No. I'm being very clear. Ngana ko be defined in logical order, based on logic and reasoning. I know what I'm talking about. I'll repeat again, I'm using the concept of time is money. So all these opportunities may mean lose can. But time will be waste can the time will. Not example later than the o time was kono anim mune fana lose the money didn't know the lives. Okay. So coming back to this new public administration. So nitata o reception auto you nundo e kam mo letter je milan ko de comme de ya foy ko ay ko def jumal left inata mum problème la yela problème ta e telephone ta e o section of call ya foy ko card bi janne blah 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 but go sign tab in smart councils no sign go there and see whether you're going to find a reception there. No. There are machines there, self-service machines there. Menanko, You go there, you interact with local government services, and the central government services. You go to the council, and then you are met with this, machine, self-serving machine, you click welcome, what service you want, click on that. And even there, you want to, you can even call. Therefore, you could call this number, away from human interaction. But you are interacting with government and local government services through automated systems. And that has saved the Gambia, that council millions or even billions. Through the new public administration, they have saved so much money, right? And if they are even smarter people, they can bring that back to people in more prosperous investment opportunities for citizens. But Mansakunda Minkanakafoko, we have created employment for how many people? I don't know what, for private sector, and what aggregates or what kind of data can we see this trickling down to? Because for an employer to remain in good position to continue employing Gambian people, they have to be in business. They have to see, the flow of income. But if those businesses are affected because there is no electricity, or the internet service is poor, they cannot compete enough to generate considerable income to pay them their liabilities and also pay the overheads, including the human resource that they have. But no man sakunda kanaka figol de molla ko etelemu etelenin ko fo etel kaddo ko min di molla. But the new public administration says the concept there is to shrink the size of the government. To shrink wala ni ko man sakunda na size ni kadoyandi. Andung man sakunda na ta gambe bankoka. Any future government na lafta aliye kututaino. Right? Wala tana nkanyine for hanin coalition call to ala hakilo to alnimol be kachala minute. Because Mansula Gambia government a too big a size. Because it's going to be liability to Gambian people. Is based on facts, is based on research. Ning manga min fo jambe manka tonyati al komandiro ke ala fa ko ni manka tonyati ad min mo tonyati yan karanda. I will accept it. Nkamin fo jam wala nyinte ko in ngamin cross wala nyin coalition to dol fal biche. Sometimes it's hard to say ni ko fo man la fi the ongoing talks to bring any brouhaha into it. But in basic tonyala ko and the same thing arrangement of killer. We don't need too big a size of a government. In fact, the challenge how to reduce the size of the government. Because there are some ministries, bundalo, we don't need them. They can be amalgamated into one and save Gambian people millions. We need this, good savings. And good savings, the investors, in fact, that will bring more prosperity for Gambians. Because now you have more money to spend and get rid of our debts and be more, credit worthy. So that the liabilities on these debts can be minimized and can cost us less money. Nimma woke. Better problem than man. And in this negotiation, some of them are going to negotiate positions. Actual fact, It will challenge. But I'll tell you more, I'll tell you do more better. It's not possible, be realistic. Yaya Gambia fonga tonya la fonyoe. Ni mimba tonya tale tonya ta. But I'll tell more intimidate la de more finger prove more kana tonya fo. Wala look, I'll be fem for that, be realistic. Ala fo ko. Ndolde ni mansa kunda mbi lafta mansa kunda sifa menna. We cannot guarantee, we cannot be giving position to everybody. This is our aim. We need to reduce the cost of running Mansakunda and to make Mansakunda more effective, more smarter. Sorry, to make Mansakunda smarter and more effective. More efficient. Huh. Sorry, I had to go on the note quickly. So, Mansakunda, okay. So, Alial Hakil Tubake need coalition negotiation also. Some people they don't care about the reality. They're more about their personal ambition, personal. Yes, we need everyone to be together to Kanimbang Hudoko. Yes, but alafo yeko position to fanang in model deployment order. But Gambia Mansakunda in a very responsible government. Tonya. Nko, I mean that's what last budget. Not than in Noah. Nga fale le Mansakunda police positional will create for political patronage. E kajele ko ye moje, ye na deputy je, ye na assistant fananje. Mbukala mfam mina juma but you positional fan bedal me ngo mo we didn't even know what they are. Abe budget kono. So some of these things are liabilities to government, to Gambian people. We don't need, in a small country, how many ministerial portfolios? Is that sustainable? When we can do things smarter ways to save Gambian a lot of money and then get rid of this debt, cycle of debt and poverty. So, laughter pro we've created all these how many hundreds of thousands of them. In actual fact, the new public administration said the size of the government should be reduced, should be strengthened such that we can make savings, good savings. Because we need to do things smarter. Among you are creating unemployment, no. But if you come up with a more responsive, a more competent, and a visionary government system, you will attract investment, and those investors, when they come, they create employment opportunity for thousands of Gambians. And that's how every government try to create enabling environment to employ people. But Mansakunda, you should reduce the size of the government. Using technology, using the smarter and systems, computerized systems. But being a model to even change the work culture to something is more monitoring, is more to evaluate and and to see to even monitor targets and to see how they are meeting those targets. It's a challenge for some of them. They don't want change. So let's reflect, let's look at, let's recount the issues that we are having today. banko menka iko alinga system o London alinga legal framework London menongo it can bring accountability. Accountability will be the key word here at every facet of our life. Say mol ko itakila mol budul balanding be mininding iko takila ibada ko ngo ngani social contract men fo ni agreement no melan ko abe gambe man sakunda ni gambe de tem kaje ko you need to perform this way, you need to give us this time, you need to be meeting all these targets. Near manke consequence in the draft constitution, some of these things are not only our basic right, they must. And they must, if they fail, there are consequences. 2020 draft is very, very, very reflective of the aims and aspirations of how and where Gambians want to see their country in the next few years. But all that opportunity has been squandered. We failed, and of an aim to cost minna. Ataban. When cost minna ataban. When more cost minna ataban. So this is a reflection for us all. This is not a child play. This is very serious. Very serious. So breaking it down is in information manna, but be in Batralangana laftaka bundal mil jibe imagine mbebe mfoka nanyi ndiamo kono bi. Right? Mbebe mfoka nanyi ndiamo kono bi. Nko if you look at Lami Sisa has broken this down for us here. Lami Sisa Mbetendela. Right? If Gambia was like 2 million people, we would pay for 30 years. Not that minute is worth $1. We would have all lost $2,592 billion. Is that not realistic? So B now breaking it down, but mean the impact of government blocking the roads, right? The impact that has on the economy. Along Gambia, Ntolu, Nimman Kolo Jibe in order. Sometimes we think it's normal, or we think there is no cost to this. Let me give you an example. Dunia, the interdependency, the interconnectedness of the world, the globalized world. In the last program, when I was talking about the airport, the failures we were experiencing in our airports and the contract deals that created to that failure. Even though the world bodies like Ayatanyolu and the other related bodies, they had warned Mansakunda, Gambia Mansakunda against going, adopting that policy. But to do things in different ways, in smarter ways. That was their advice. But they didn't. Because somebody somewhere is benefiting out of this deal by as reported, as alleged, using kickbacks. But Alibina at a Melabake in the coming days, months, or weeks, Alibina Kumula Fanamola water. Me along go. I have more circle. Well, 5 more circle, 5 more circle. God knows. But time. Things will come to light very soon. But in coming for the one in the go. Nim President Fundila. Along President Fundila like in what would be meet the people told them. Abidar Bankol Kantai. Or not meet the people tola another tour for 90. Don't forget when you meet the people talk. But more it was like sometimes like even right? Even 5 million is too much. Meet the people talk. Meet the people talk. It cannot have been for the farm book, Saturday morning, when the farm became ika fengere ka ko alinga yana mo Gambian desa Gambian ko Gambian ko ali la mo jande Gambian ko lu jiso la nyata baki president da don dawo dandi don fekken ko kanyu 5 million min beke ya kile ko ni president da me ifan ya dumoro ni la ko ifan ya to ba ni ta la do sa do mo le ka kafu nyoma yenin so fenge yenin so fa ko president si man bla bla hani butu de bukadi sa de mo right Mansakunda kanye mean for the reducing the cost of running Mansakunda. Only the foremost priority for every government today, every responsible government. Ni meet the people to manjere see if you more big than just 1 or 2 departments is enough to to save them from all these $5 billion dollars. Meet the people talk. But a sign. Somebody, how can you justify using $52 million for me the people to? Jumana bo justify. Alinga ko jibe alinga na kamfa. Alinga ke alana na kirai na hina banko donla na balafa gambe donla. For ajaratale kan na kudota ka dundi son fendo of $52 million pour munna kata politiko ke because what abeka na balla ban politiko NPP but banko mon la kodo miyalonko according to the Election Act umukule mema nyana kake ka banko mon la state resource no use ka dundi election auto ka dundi campaign auto Manzakunda, yes, they can go on a tour, they can interact with Gambian citizens, you can go and review the projects for themselves. That's okay, but it should be minimal. It should be done in smarter ways. It should be done in ways that will be more efficient. Yenyu arhamano bela. Atala randenu bumbayo. Bankula kudo bitina. Iboro ra ko teke. Anana to kono. Iko kata bere lal. So what we will do, inform based on data. Ayo mo nyande. Yaran dolto nyim breaking it down bakana fukana ka kumafo na ko kumfe. Everything we are saying is evidence based. Evidence based. Mi alon ko Mansakunda found the social technology. Ita social non. Ni en social ngata ngofra kido bunda na jibe. But fem niata ko breaking it down. Ngalon de medeka CDR kaiti jaro and mi alon ko is not it cannot be denied. They are scientific because they account pure accounting, very efficient and very enhanced accounting system. Ngani program for that maybe for think using Gambian dollars, using minute as a dollars, or concepting over like 2 million over 30 years. Or how many billions we have lost? Now it's not even billions, trillions and billions. New add to our public debt. But trillions lots until until cannabis. No man more jahali. No man, if that is not urgent, I don't think what is more. Can we allow any more debt, any more liabilities to pile on this? We need to break the cycle somewhere and say, look, let's stop this now. Let's move. We cannot be in this. We cannot be in this vicious cycle. It's not productive. It's not taking us anywhere. If you think you are going to settle for this, then you must be thinking. You must be like living in a different world. You only need to go and visit other parts of the world and come to realize, until we have not even started anything. So So banelo wala mo ko mi alon ko I enter gambe no desu. So breaking it down akana mo dan mina nga nyin ko jibe, and also we're going to look at the audit findings of the 2024 financial statements. Mi alon ko fana gambe deolu la ilaha illallah rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yo I want to engage Noah to take us through these issues and let us break them down for people to understand. Approach. I want them to be issues based. Issues based. Me kumata ko gambe no nyanta me reflect la and to understand ko nyina mun dia the deciding factors in civilized, in advanced, or even responsible citizens around the world. They look at the issues. But no, no atare ko karle do ko no katambi do tino. Well, no atare ko mari is more competent than the other. Until man care about that. We want now that will carry text what we need. Because leadership B, we have to look at one nialongo I man control base to call. Bringing me be for can jenko everything, you can mean be for them jenko. Ola ni langango. Kufula. Jenko minimum concept. Any corrupt politician Milanko they want to squander all our opportunities. And try to distract us from their failing by polarizing as people. You know what the problem with people? Corruption, and unscrupulous politicians. We don't have time to look at the issues, to reflect on our challenges, and to make sense of them. So let me left Commander is Commander okay, Yedani Kachato. But after me for the this will be part of our main topics or discussion today. Be Angleterra Wato 3 p.m. Gambela Wato 2 p.m. Inshallah, we'll be here. I'll be here with Noah to give you a breakdown of all these things. They are backed up by numbers. They are backed up by evidence. Research. So damning using numbers, and numbers don't lie, right? And dunia be kam economic fonkol model mi use wala fanam peta ngabe dundu ñu kol kono mi yalan gatti kinola moti ya sotno mi mbo deny nola ya deny. You can deny them as much as you want, but they will remain the facts. Many body deny la all they it had a karam molto to think for themselves. It had a karam molto ye marskele dol tada karam molto tada university economics ke kolke be fem for jam balon la wala kan alle min karang fala nga demande min karang nganat nanjam babudum in everything is a debate. Let's look at the issues. But the most thing it is driving us is to ensure we don't bring anything to mislead people. And where people have been misled, will come and be free molye. Kajabe kas water molye, inshallah. Nimena fa commander okela, asu commander okay. Abotung lafta men fanam fa jawlo ñinde ko in fact nga commencé lafta nga xamel no nga lafta wala kala non fa la janne be dina programme ko bari alanto la ni dunda burum ka diam la wala ñinde ko programme o ñing kanonte ba min keta ke ba sabalte abialon ko tata hijoto ani mata hijoto ani manata nala no mo ñoom yalon ko programme o kanonte o balle moy fanalti wala mo ajaratu fat sen sabalati afanan alhamdulillah contente bakele ñi mamru nan ñile hijo ngere ngal no fanale hijo fanan kono edwada bankoele edwada gambe timolele katum ni banko kanala sato o tata asu tata alala bumbato daminon ko asi diamuno ani alay asikatana ala ala dan mari lo wemin folo duwala ngal ko without a doubt wala bankot lahi wala to bankot wala to nyati ñili mo fulo mera ñi mo fulo la ko mo fulale but more let me give you the secret here mi ko in fact I'm a secret it's only for the wise beji min fo hadamadi wo hadamadin yele banko kanu ngeen ya senyala wallahi ite mari wallahi mari be succeed la mari be succeed la ñi banko ni mi tul nañu banko la meje ali lam moy ngana do fanan fala jam billahi wala nan ko al min ke balka kacha momo fane ngeen ye jawasu ñu banko e koy weñu banko dewla ne misandila ita ko kunna mi dañu falal de nga fon for how many times nka folo fon ko baadu ni baadu be mol mil la e nyaabe baadu le e baadu be fantiaka baadu le be ni mil mom mo yalan ko ni mol mi yalan ko be borom bonal blabete e be banko molu dabar la e be banko fere jawol dara la bi banko ka e be banko mol tonyen na e be nakar la kene ba to suta to kullo banke ko al diamo ita ko kunna ndele bata karama ba mamba karama ba ita ko kunna ni banko ka ni abaita oto tonya e kanene tonya la eje momo e tonya nakar ite fane folo buka daha ela manne ko matade momo e tonya nakar ite fane folo buka daha e niyo buka lano e buka tankune ku buka sumayano buka sumano de ite da hala mume e kuntu sumano la mume you will always remain paranoid and insecure and wala mo ñu toñati way ñu toñati way momo man som toñala ite le folo man ke toña mote toñamu alayalet is godliness toñamu godliness let min ko toña do safa ko do la toña ke do la fanyati funa tara ko man la ko hada man la the belief in ko the ethos of humanity ko bang hada man den alenda toña leka behind creation is a purpose and just let's look at this logic here, a simple logic. Let's use a simple logic here. Do you build a house and don't move into it? Do you sew a cloth and don't want to wear it? Do you go to school and don't want to be, educated or don't want to be even employed in any meaningful, employment? No. Behind every step, behind every creation, behind every mission is a purpose. So alain da tonya leka ako nga tonya ta munu mo tonya te ale ko ay lafta minna wala mun to le tonya wala mun nemote wala mun nasutote ni min koy tokela ite be ala sokol oto ala sokla man ta tonya ka. So Jerome, as simple as that. Even if udam mandam mau kanya tango use as a yardstick la. Fama ni mol wialan ko be nakal la ni aje wol men ale fa mu ne fo o daji kan tay bo le ke kam. Daji kan tay bo le ke kam. Ale ko yenyum bula. Imabula, ibakira. Ibe mol nakal. Ibe mol torala. Ite kile wuli ko te ko yo banko mon la ko do be pusul pasara e mo ko dayta ala yaay ko ala dalil. So min bi jangula ni ko ke ba sabal ani kala muso ngani when you looking for couples mi yalan ko dal is they are unique in the midst of there, they have, they from put me banku di nyanda ka kiliale to be people like them, because kyo kaeko it's like nyemo flo manu jumano be kamane ko jumano jumati, because do no ko abe kukela pour banko abe ko be kala be takela be ko kala ko male ebentu la montole, so they complement each other. Be ñoo come be ñoo pousse le be ñoo sembentu ya ba don't know, I need more flow jibe. Perfect example of couples menanko de people need to look at and emulate them. You know, bankura ko dam mandam famane ko alabe jonale jori nyaangi mala, because it mean ngani le banko it's lofty, it's noble, imam motor ebe minno may ko alimbe ngatare karo ko ngani wolbe ko kuto ala katare fela, so fanan dafta ka kafu baade ma milan ko kunu ngajele ko finland kolu ay kafto nyoma aninna alpha ba mingira la lanke sonkoti ke bunya keje mashallah e duwa kije alma duwal jabila ntol mi fana biye manta folo ko alama ala silo so natul be bari fon fana safu nya alaji lamin de jana ba fana alaji pamodu gaje na ba alaji pamodu fal safu nya alaji lamin de garan del bi daja barole pa muru sa mala yola barole pa muru sa mala yola alaji lamin adiara nice dem no ko di yo ba alaji ke ba sabal ba fla welcome back ani alaji aja fat sen sabal alma la duwal be mutala ala duwal min be ke bankoye ala duwal min ke jamanoye ala duwal min ke filan kolye ala duwal min ke gambe dengolye gambe fonden kewli alma duwal be jabila atul fanlu ala duwal min gal fanli anala dimbal alma duwal be jabila alma al sala simana jara kendala alje filan anila banko nyima alma incilo kana ke sila foloti ana kana ke sila labanti alma al murula jesi nya jama mbe na alfaba lanke sonko min kita na bro fonti mbe duwale pala si so simana jara kendala e fana mbe banko to nyam banko be dami bele ngo sute banko din kende bala moyti alfa kende bala moyti e be kapasi e mamuru koma we to nyaka wallahi ala be tare fele bari mo baylo de baro nyando so tawt lay lay sangue ego baro mo baro blog ajon ke wadi ba la ko sako la sango no ato man la ñoo so tan stroke loko añon no ito mo jala min there's no one like Lansongo aplo santo bandero babulle ha ani mo jamale be kumbe tembering mi yaron ko to nyale baage ganne bari ate fanaye wakilo min soto ka diamu ka fundi ka farman sa kol kon man siad ana buka pasa buka sia ba fanan tendura baaki ba jeyla buri baade mo ne mi nafta ko mandoro kala e sidwana ala jol fanale ande sidwa ni ka duwani ni bulu ali nga ko wote ala ko mandoro ke fele nga number sa fe on the page wala mo ali nga ko mandoro ke nga nyo konton ani adwana makata landi ndina tul fana be fo ndina tul fana be sita inshallah oto han kabi mbabatula number to call is here nimi lafta komandiro kala e lafta min kare be bulu wala fembe bulu lafta kamin contribute han kabi alsi komandiro ke donc alright so we'll be here for breaking it down. Don't forget to be part of us on that important program. Very, very, very. It's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. And then after fana nimimbe na fana, share the program, extensively. Allah WhatsApp forum to, and make them ngamul ko mulma ko le ka ki audio ti lafta la be banko be ma. Pour min ko kuma kan minan ko wala nin kacal minan ko bine kala pour molia moy ay ko mol bulu di amolti moye mireka ko la baki baro la nin tolu minan ko eke silo mil block ten for like for all that time banko fota munela o kol ko no I think some of the audit findings in the 2020 financial statements or the GOTG reports on the again, I'm going to engage now very well on these issues, inshallah. We'll be here, we'll be back here, Gambia time of 2 p.m., Angleterre time of 3 p.m., Ubekala Europe time of 4 p.m., inshallah. But al commanderoke, Mom commanderoke is very unusual. More caring, al commanderoke, Molle. Al commanderoke. Number filling a number. This is the same time, it's the same usual number. It's on the screen. Assuming commandino, we want to hear from you. Na ajara tol nina alajul fana al situa ni because it wara mobile mala sidwa mo ndem kodi amala fere wala nyama kodi yo la baraka bake. I'll give you a few more minutes to see if I'm gonna get any calls. Rakumata bake al commandero ke. Commander. Okay. Al commander. Right. Ben but follow pay content. Left me fana lara jang wala mi ko nin safaro be maribul wala kule be bulu lafta kamin from the jamama embe caring the jang the will embe caring is a perfect platform for that. Arsina ala business will advertise them. And remember caring sign anin home digital FM simfanya balle fananta ni watin melon ko business la ni na da membe kene ani home digital FM pour kila kan claro ke ibitine balle sotoloji mbari lo ali mbati mo demanding man fa radio nyin ko mi nga fanya mi simfa balle ta in terms of investment pour le radio, right? So, more nata nyum platform ko ne kam claro ki jam avec la radio, right? You are going to benefit a lot to advertise with member caring and home digital FM. Ninkale cha jilo mane mantra nene kuma fo kanja jande. I'm talking to you with facts, right? This is a very good, in fact, the perfect place to do that. In the coming days, weeks, or months, in fact, some of these things have already started, right? So radio is going to be a very important part of that. And the coverage is going to be expensive and considerate for a large audience. So from the feedback, advertise, they get the value of their money. So more left of opportunity grab la. Don't just settle don't just take my word for it. Come and advertise with us and then call me back after a few months or so. You will see what I'm talking about. Then we can talk about it. Right? And if you're happy with us, we are happy with you. Then we can even give you some more that you never expected. Because especially Gambia Dimola, Nalpala, Mamalkona, Lafta Safarola, Kualkala, Mamubu Moto. Right? As long as you have the urge to reach a wide audience, come to the platform, contact us. We will make that easy for you and you'll benefit a lot from that. So, is a promise and you will get it. It's interesting. I don't know, that's very strange. I don't know. I don't know whether my topics are resonating with my audience. I don't know. But I hope I'm making sense. But if I'm not also making sense, so another ko boindinye mulogan ko. Hadama de man tema ninga fem fo jam mi kita mum kasidi al sala ko boindinye mawlo kama mbe minno ma jam wala nyinde ko to reflect on the issues, the challenging issues. Every time in that jam, I want it to be issue based. And the ko ko jam lafta like issue based. We're not here going after anybody. But Gambia dim sulo bije bakele ngajo ko dunia katanya mi. Fondol fanal tekkino la woltiba. But neje woli keno to ten. Follow if only to nyaji isonta to nyal follow. Wana nana ka fana diama ko nyaji ko ni man ton to nyala if only to nyala. E be ka to dola to nyaji no la. Adi ni parante fanne if only be fan kele kay man ton ifamma la to nyaji ma di fanna. Ito modo la to nyaji ito modo na to nyaji no la. It's not possible. Mol mili ka song e ka mol la tonya dila e ke na kare la tonya ga o le folo ka ke moti mil sonte fan la tonya la folo ba ni te man tiling man tonya soto man son tonya ete mol la tonya di no la it's not possible so nte ka je wol nyama ni nga mol balandi tonya wala nte ka min wala ete fan volante fan la folo ifan le folo fan e be fan la kare kam folo in the first place so ndum kelo jawya be min jawata be wala fan kelo because ataka sufo le tinya yani mul bola kala puku mare ko puku fanen kat lafa mulu mi lan ko wolu alba mulu alba kan ite mare folo iki fan le kele because after a while ite fan le ibo boyla le ibo kat la mo kan wato be wato pam ite kana ite le fan folo ka ji ite le folo ko boy brown. So, hani tere ko borobe maribo. Wala borobe ilafta minna. Woku alinga hakitu lana tambot. Woku alinga hakitu dana tambot. Nyile mu isu solti, monyante hakitu klabake sako funding kela. Okay, bari man call soto, njibe program dana jam, al badi malami konate. Bedu wala fala signal beso sabu nyima so tron tankola, wala signal so menta bianla, kando anin kambeso hajarola kullo banke hamma kul femfendi almale bijara kantanga katarolma kantanga katalna kantanga harma din setan noma jinna setan kantanga bela da jaw nyaajo alma len tanke be alkanam fo jaw alkana jawol sawlo mon kila barakot na banko alman solo karoloje alman sawo kala na banko kam bondi kul kono mi alon ko abe mum na karolte jam fa alen tabaraw alma len tankanal alma nal be tankal alfa do kubal mon mi lebul na alfa kendolu alma alfa al ko melal bulu alma melal no kila barakot dum pro jam mbaflo wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh albadima lamin konate fo waddo inshallah
Mimbe kidding.
In kan fo wala nyama
baade nyinde ateme kodi ma baade te me yaron ko Home Digital FM 99.9 ani mimbe kerin TV wala nyi sabalena atol mini yaron ko alkasafaro le ke fir fewol le bal budo alafta kabin kankula ning alnata Home Digital FM jamu kankular bondal te dami yaron ko ning e kankula dunia bele kalong e ka fengo mi wafi ani kama minna ando manna da wala atul mini alon ko project ko bale bulu gambia banko kanim banko e bantara na lafta mole nyim project ko kalamuta janne modulati alsina kachano dami nka advertisement or kaliyele dami alon ko nse voice kali nga bi mix ngana murung nga eali bara manna da wala ni lafta talk show la dami alon ko business ole be bulu wala project ole be bulu isina sino radio to janne wala itarasiri na online tv ine mole den kachala pour nyin kamala ese ku jama lonje ntelu dum mobundale te me yaron ko ka fahamuro yuro wande kanda malu ke kilomoti wala munna lo kan kunoti wala ya sabu ibe dawoda ni atara safaro le be bulu do lafta mole kala mutande kana ker nan tarabri kama nema bana laftan command la drongal se fero ke alien commande plus 220 779 4475 wala plus 220-734-3125 hanside ning altulbe diaspora alsenna whatsapp commande nole plus 447771676-759 wala mimbe kering nka fole nyama andum fanan nka ke wala nyama
Introducing the future of hassle-free and seamless financial transaction. The Una Wallet app, empowering you to effortlessly manage your money anytime, anywhere. With the Una Wallet app, you can now enjoy branchless banking, wallet-to-wallet transfer, wallet-to-cash, and bank cross-border payments. Deposit at a bank and withdraw from any Una branch. Get ready to experience the ultimate banking convenience with the Una Wallet app. With just few taps on your phone, you can effortlessly add funds, withdraw, and send money to your loved ones. The Una Wallet app also provides a detailed history of your transaction, making it easier to track your expenses. So, what are you waiting for? Download the Una Wallet app today on Play Store or App Store and say goodbye to hustle of traditional banking. Uno Forex Bureau Limited, delivering much more than money.